The Ty Jerome takeover is real and in full effect. He did this all season long, but now the world got to see it, and when the lights were the brightest, he shined. It wasn't just about his numbers, it was the efficiency and timing of his points. The trio of Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Jerome was on fire tonight. They showed the NBA why the Cavs were the 1 seed and were the best team in the East all season long. And if any of you thought the regular season was a fluke, you were proven wrong. I know it was just one game, but hey, Game 1 of 16 is complete, and I have a lot to talk about because the Cavs played with so much energy. A few players did struggle, but to me, the biggest takeaway from this game is the fact that Garland and Jerome are going to be playing with confidence this postseason. So let's break down the win. But first, I would like to introduce you to the sponsor of today's video, Cleveland's Cool Clothing. From the Cavs, Guardians, and Browns, they have it all, from team shirts to personalized shirts and sweatshirts. For each player like Spida and Jared Allen, you can get it all. And I have a deal for you. At checkout, use code SPENCE and you will get 15% off your order. Again, that's code SPENCE, and the link to the site will be at the top of my description. Alright, so the Cavs beat the Miami Heat 121-100. This was a game that was pretty close for the most part through the first 3 quarters, and we knew it would be because the Heat are a well-coached team. But the Cavs just had too much firepower at the end, and we were all just waiting for the Cavalanche to happen, and it was Ty Jerome that started and finished it. The dude is just amazing. He plays with so much poise and is always in control. He always gets to where he wants to go, and his touch, especially around the rim, is unreal. Like, this might be crazy to say, but his touch is up there with guys like Curry and Tony Parker in the floater game. He just doesn't miss, and the numbers show it. He's ultra efficient. I think he was above 50% for the year. I don't know if he reached the 50-40-90 club. I'm sure I would have heard something about it if he did, but he was pretty close nonetheless. His buddy DeAndre Hunter definitely did not show up in this game. He struggled a little bit, had some jitters, and neither did Okoro. He missed all his threes, but hey, that is why it is so important that the Cavs have the depth that they have, because they don't have to keep the cold players on the court. And that is why I think the Cavs have a cakewalk to the Eastern Conference Finals. Obviously, it's the playoffs. I don't want to speak too soon, and every game is going to be a challenge in its own way, but I felt like the Cavs struggled at times in this game, but they just controlled things from the jump, and that is big thanks to everyone being healthy at the right time, thanks to the management of head coach of the year, Kenny Atkinson. Alright, let's break down some of the plays from this game. First off with Donovan Mitchell, this is what we need to see from him all postseason long. We need to see him attack and get into that paint because when he does, he draws a ton of fouls. Here, Isaac Okoro sets a great screen on Davion Mitchell, allowing for Don to get around him, which gets him the matchup he wants, and he just takes it right to the rack for the and one through contact. And Davion Mitchell is a great defender. His nickname is Off Night, but he definitely did not give Donovan Mitchell an off night because he was on fire from start to finish. Next up, this right here is what the Cavs have done so well all year long, and that is running the floor and getting wide open shots before the defense is able to get set. Donovan Mitchell was watching the court open up in front of him, and immediately he threw a non-dangerous cross-court pass to Sam Merrill, who then found Jerome in the corner, and you might as well put the 3 points up on the board before Jerome releases this ball. That's how good at shooting wide open shots he has been this year. I was not really worried about if Ty Jerome would show up in the playoffs, but it definitely feels good to see him step up in the moment, and he is super unselfish and smart because he avoided taking an extra heat check to get the 30 points to hit a wide open Sam Merrill late in the 4th. Next here, Ty Jerome inbounds the ball, and the Heat are going to have to fix their game plan and adjust because Jerome will go for 50 if this is the defense played on him. They were left scrambling to get to Merrill in the corner, which left Jerome wide open, an easy pass for Merrill to make, and once again, might as well put the 3 points on the board before he shoots it. I thought Merrill was very solid in this game, especially defensively. That's an underrated part of his game that nobody talks about. Obviously, he can't shoot the rock when he's on, but his length is a very valuable asset. Once again, here's another Ty Jerome highlight, but this time it's passing. Jared Allen sets the screen on Hero, who never fights through them. He's a weak defender, and he's going to get exposed all series long, and Jerome exposed him for the entirety of this game. He could have found Allen down low, but he made an even better decision to throw it to Merrill, who was ready to shoot and knock down a huge momentum-changing 3. Now here, Ty Jerome starts with the ball up top on the right side. Sam Merrill pushed away his defender. Allen did not even have to set the screen. Jerome just went right around him, which then created the pick and roll opportunity, so Bam could not step up in front of Jerome, which led to the easy floater that Ty has been so good at all year long. I was just scrolling through some Instagram comments after the game, and it is funny how many so-called NBA fans still do not know about Ty Jerome. I saw one that said Heat in 6 because it took a bench player to drop 30 to win. That comment was totally foolish because 1. Jerome is a starter, he just plays on a team with an unreal amount of depth. 2 is that the Cavs won the game by 21, so it did not just take him to win. It was a great team effort. And 3, Ty Jerome is probably going to score over 20 points in most of these playoff games because he is him. One thing that Kenny Atkinson pointed out in his postgame interview is that the Cavs need to be a better defensive rebounding team, and it really is true. We need from Mobley and Allen as well as the guards to step up and get those long rebounds because the Heat just got way too many tonight. But there definitely were some crazy unlucky bounces that happened, but still, if the Cavs want to make a finals run, they need to eliminate the second chances, especially as they run into the better teams down the road. Alright, now to look at the numbers from this game. Once again, Kenny Atkinson was flawless in terms of the minutes management. Donovan Mitchell played 33. He had 30 points with 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 big steals. He was all over the floor defensively. Evan Mobley played 33 minutes. He only had 9 and 7. Not his best night, but he was plus 10. Max Strus played 21 minutes. He had 9 points. He was huge in getting things started in the first quarter. He knocked down a few big shots. Jarrett Allen played 30 minutes. He had 12 and 11 with 3 steals. And then Darius Garland had 27, 3 and 5. He had a steal as well. So the starting lineup combined for 8 steals. That is definitely an extra boost. And then in terms of the bench, it literally was just Ty Jerome and Sam Merrill who had all the points, combining for 34. But hey, if the Cavs can get 34 from the bench every night, that is going to do the job. That is going to take them a long way. I would love for it to be more spread out, but if Ty Jerome can play this way all postseason long, then I guess I'll accept it. And then in terms of Ty Jerome's official stat line, he played 26 minutes and had 28 points with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. He was plus 17 in terms of plus minus, and he was 10 of 15 from the field and 5 of 8 from behind the arc. Just unreal. He is amazing. It is truly hard to put in words how much of an impact he has made for this team all season long. In terms of Miami, I thought the Cavs really shut down all the role players. Wiggins had 14, Hero had 21, Bam had 24, and then Davion Mitchell had 18. But outside of them, there was not a single player in double digits in terms of scoring. So overall, the Cavs were great defensively, especially with how fast the pace was in this game. That's really all I have to say for this video. The vibes are high. I definitely think the Cavs are going to win this series in 4. They probably will sweep, but the Cavs are coached by Spoelstra, so they could steal a game. But nonetheless, great showing in game 1. I can't wait to watch the rest of this postseason because it is an electric time to be a Cavaliers fan. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below. I'm going to stop yapping. Here's what some of the guys had to say in their post-game interview.
Yeah, I thought he was a little more patient. I thought in the first half he was almost going too fast, and they're great at, they crowd their paint and they make it, they shrink the court on you. So I thought in the second half he was just more patient, and obviously started hitting his threes. That helps, but little sped up in the first half, but he turned it around. I love how he competed defensively. That's one thing about Darius. I know teams try to pick on him, right? And they bring him into pick and roll. But I thought tonight he was, whether he got on a switch or had to fight Bam in the post, he really guarded tonight. That was a big key for us.
Thank you all so much if you made it to this point in the video. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and let me know what you would like to see next. And until then, I will see you all later.